two poor men were scavenging for trash. When they unexpectedly found a lead container, they figured this thing must be worth money. So they immediately grabbed tools and pried it open, taking out the metal inner core inside. But they had no idea this was deadly radioactive material. Completely unaware, the two sold it to a scrapyard. The scrapyard owner did not know what it was either. He paid a few bucks and took it off their hands. That night, Frank's two sons' curiosity got the better of them. They pried open the inner core, and this completely opened the door to disaster. When Frank turned off the lights preparing to close up for the night, he casually glanced at that inner core and discovered it was glowing with blinding blue light in the darkness. Frank was thrilled, thinking he had found a treasure, afraid to keep it in the store. That night he stuffed it into a plastic bag and secretly took it home, carefully hid it away, thinking maybe someday he could sell it for a good price. But 10 days later, things started feeling wrong. His hair began falling out. His wife started feeling dizzy and nauseous frequently, feeling sick. His wife wanted Frank to throw that thing away, but Frank did not take it seriously. As soon as Frank left, his wife called their son and decided to take that thing to the health department. But mother and son had no idea how deadly this thing was. They carried the plastic bag and boarded a bus. Every person they touched, every handrail they grabbed, was being silently contaminated by radiation without anyone knowing. A terrifying disaster was spreading silently. Mother and son soon arrived at the health department. She anxiously told the director this thing was dangerous. Their whole family was experiencing physical discomfort, but the director just glanced at the plastic bag, thought the woman was overreacting. He was about to send her away. Then Anna suddenly felt extremely sick. She wanted to step out for some air. Then feeling dizzy, she vomited on the spot. Seeing this, the director told her to leave the plastic bag and urged her to go to the hospital quickly. But the director still did not take it seriously. He neither sealed it nor reported it. He just left the deadly radiation source lying in the yard, ignored. When Anna arrived at the hospital, it was already overflowing with patients. All the patients had identical symptoms: dizziness, nausea, weakness. All over. Anna's condition was the most severe. Her skin began swelling and ulcerating. The doctor on duty had practiced for years. He had never seen such strange symptoms, even stranger in just half a day. Dozens of patients with the same symptoms showed up. After investigation, he ruled out infectious disease, but a terrifying thought rose in his mind. These symptoms looked exactly like acute radiation poisoning. The doctor did not dare delay. He immediately called his friend Jack, was a doctor specializing in quantum physics. When the doctor described the patient's symptoms, Jack's face instantly changed color. He immediately realized how serious this was. Radiation poisoning was never a small matter. If confirmed, it meant a radiation source was leaking. The entire town would be dragged into disaster. Jack immediately headed to the health department, but halfway there, the radiation detector in his hand suddenly started screaming. Jack's first thought was the device was broken. He turned back to the research institute to get a new one, but a colleague told him the device was working fine. To be sure, Jack took 2 detectors and set out again, but right away he hit a traffic jam. Then both detectors started alarming at the same time. The readings skyrocketed. Jack was shocked. This was no ordinary leak. The radiation source had completely spiraled out of control. He rushed forward only to find health department workers about to throw that plastic bag directly into the river. Jack immediately ran up and stopped them. If thrown into the river, the entire water system would become a radiation zone. The consequences would be unimaginable. Jack told the director to evacuate the building immediately, because the detector was completely off the scale. It could not even give a specific reading. Jack quickly asked where the radiation source came from. The director hurriedly found the address Anna left. They immediately drove to the scrapyard, but as soon as they arrived, the detector still screamed non-stop. The radiation levels here were suffocatingly high. Jack asked Frank where that radiation source came from, but Frank thought he was trying to steal his treasure. He got angry and kicked him out. Then Frank saw his son's arm was also ulcerating. Realizing how serious this was, he finally told the truth. That deadly inner core came from 2 young scavengers, who found it in an abandoned radiotherapy clinic. They immediately drove to that long-abandoned clinic. The radiotherapy machine inside was just an empty steel frame. The inner core was long gone, but no residual radiation was found at the scene, meaning the radiation source was not opened there. This meant the real disaster was far worse than imagined. When humans ignore the cost of danger, the whole world pays the price. Some mistakes once made can never be undone.